All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to continuing coverage from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60. I'm with Jeremiah and Caleb Castille, generational Alabama football royalty. Nice to have you guys here.
Great intro, great intro.
Jeremiah, you are still the chaplain with the Alabama football team as well. Played under Bear Bryant years ago, and then you played under Nick Saban, right?
Sure did,
Nick Saban, you're an actor now.
Yes, sir.
Pretty wild, huh? What brings you guys to Radio Row?
Well, we are here. We have a book coming out in August, and it's titled Between Two Legends. Yes, I played for Coach Bryant and was chaplain for 17 years, Coach Saban. And so we are just doing as much to get that out, and we have a foundation called Castille Family Foundation.
Yep. All right, so you worked with Coach Saban. You played for Coach Saban. What's the difference?
Oh gosh, I think they're
the
synonymous.
same.
Yeah,
They're the same.
That's probably
Tough
the
on the
same.
chaplain too.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I would say they're probably. I mean, it's tough, man. It's like as a player, playing for them, you're working for them, man. But no, really, in all honesty, that experience in and of itself so formidable for me as a young man. I went there as a walk-on, and you know, I remember going through that decision-making process with my dad, and you know, he was telling me about his time at Tampa Bay and all the games they won, you know, right there in the early 80s. They didn't win a lot, and he's like, man, you don't want to go play where you're not going to win a lot of ball games. Coach Saban is a winner, and I think it was his time there under Coach Bryant that he was able to obviously see similar characteristics in those men and how they coach not only the game but the game of life. And so that informed my decision to go and play for Coach Saban, and man, I'm glad it went down that way.
How were Coach Saban and Coach Bryant similar, and how were they different?
The first thing I love to tell people that their similarities is their passion for winning. And in that passion comes preparation. So if you're passionate about something, you're going to put everything into it. And the key to winning is preparation. Preparation brings confidence. I was a very confident player, college, NFL, because I had that passion, and that preparation is what brings that. So tremendously passionate for something that they did, and that's what was passed on to me.
Did Coach Saban ever talk about Coach Bryant? Was that ever really brought up, and the legacy that he built at Alabama?
Oh yeah, so I executive produced a documentary called Nothing But a Winner. You can go, shameless plug, you can go check that out on Amazon Prime. You can rent it, buy the DVD, whatever. But to answer your question, one of the first things we asked Coach Saban when we sat him down was, Coach Saban, who do you think is the greatest college football coach of all time? And without hesitation, he said,
me?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I was sitting there waiting for that, but he said, Coach Bear Bryant, without even, cracking, breaking anything, just straight to the camera. He talked about just, a little bit about what my dad was alluding to, is just this pursuit of excellence, this passion that kind of just drove that level of preparation. Man, Coach Saban is just different. Like, and that's what it really is, the difference maker is his attention to detail, because he's so passionate about the game, which makes our prep just unreal. Like when I was there going into practice, you go from high school, you got a playbook that might be one sheet of paper to getting there first day of camp, and he hands you something like that, But yeah, he spoke about Coach Bryant a lot in a respectful manner. He really thinks the world of him.
Yeah. What has sports done for your family? Obviously, football has connected you two. Like, how would you describe how sports has been important in your relationship and your family?
It has allowed us to build a legacy, to be legacy-minded, to approach life with pride and live with honor. I wasn't a very big player, and so, hey, when people look at you, they don't think much of you. And so I was out to prove them wrong. Yeah. So I took a lot of pride in that. And my whole thing is, hey, before the day is over, buddy, you're going to know my name. And that's what it has done. It has allowed me to have that, and that's what I wanted to pass on to my children.
What has it done for you?
Man, sports for me, if I really truly break it down, it has taught me that, man, I can sustain something hard over a period of time. I think that's something that's sort of lacking in our culture, man. It's just like the discipline and the focus to get a task done over and over and over and over. And that is, to me, is the separation between Coach Bryant, Coach Saban, and coaches that couldn't sustain that level of success. It goes over people's head what they accomplished. Like, you can't sit and look at these guys and what they accomplished on the college level and just, oh yeah, he was a coach. No, he like these guys did things and accomplished things that'll never happen again. So for me, like that's the lesson in my life that sports has taught me, and that's what I hope to, teach my daughter as she grows up.
Alabama football, decades of legacy, tradition, winning. So explain Indiana to me.
Oh man. Well, I can explain it. I can explain it. He said explain Indiana, Indiana to him. I mean, Coach Sig was at Alabama when I was there under Coach Saban.
Oh.
So
did you know then that he had?
I mean, I didn't.
Back then?
Back then, no.
No, you didn't know that. That was almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
He didn't exhibit the traits of this guy.
He learned from the best.
Yeah.
He learned from Coach Saban.
I would say that. Like, I would say, now, Coach Sig, obviously, hard-nosed guy, knows ball. You asked earlier about working for Coach Saban, playing for Coach Saban. Some of the craziest butt chewings I ever saw on the field was Coach Saban to a coordinator or to a position coach. So that, to me, when you're able to see an organization run that way, and for a guy like Sig to humble himself, coaches to humble themselves, go work for Coach Saban, it's the hardest thing you do. My oldest brother, Tim, after leaving the NFL, came back. He was a GA under Coach Saban. He's like, dude, this is crazy. This is so hard.
He was always at 10, as
they
say.
Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me. You look at how the college playoffs turned out, all of these Saban understudies. Who else can say that? What other coach?
I got to tell you, I want to spend Thanksgiving at your house. You guys have all this football legacy. He's on TV, on NCIS. You guys got a lot of stories in your house. That's
well,
sure,
and I told them as they were growing up, and believe it or not, I didn't force any of them when they were getting offers to go to Alabama. So one day I was actually, wow, you guys decided to go to Alabama. I said, Dad, all the stories you told us. And so I was recruiting them, didn't realize it.
Yeah, you getting the TV set stories out of him now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. No, it's, I said earlier, I walked on and it's, I had scholarship offers, but, it's to be able to go and compete at the highest level, challenge yourself day in, day out. It doesn't get any better than that. And then to say, brag that me and Dad are the only ones with national championship rings in the family. You know what I mean? It does make Thanksgiving interesting.
Jeremiah, Caleb, Castille, thank you so much. Great meeting you guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.